All right, guys, today we're going to check out the G-Shock Gravitymaster. This is the gwr-b1000-1A. And in my opinion, this one here kind of blurs the line. This is definitely at the it's in that weird scale where it's the very entry level of the very high end, and it's beyond the normal G-Shocks. I don't know how to explain it other than that, but when we talk about the specs, I think it'll become clear, because right out of the gate, sapphire crystal, right? Solar powered, multi-band, Bluetooth, and then it has a bunch of other functions that you typically are going to expect with most G-Shocks, such as, you're going to have your stopwatch, your countdown timer, you're going to have your alarm functions, and all that good stuff, okay? So, and that can all be cycled through the mode button, just like a lot of other modules. You'll just cycle through the mode button. And then if you look, let's see if I can find a pointer here. And if you look right up here, so when you cycle through the mode button, this arm up here goes, and now it's in stopwatch. So you're basically a chronograph. That's your start, stop, and that's your reset. And then your next one's going to be your countdown timer, your alarm, and then kind of hard to read. And then it cycles back up actually. And then that tells you, kind of hard to tell, but you have your E and your F, kind of like a fuel gauge, and that's telling you what your solar charge is at. So it gives you that display for a little bit, which you could tell it was near full. Now it's going to snap back over and it's going to point towards the day of the week. And at the same time, you're also tracking another time zone down here. So you can see that's like 5. So it's basically like 3 hours behind. So if I was keeping track of my buddy Michael, say out over in Canada, he's 3 hours behind me. So it's like 8 o'clock here. It's 5 o'clock for Michael. So that's one way you would use it, right? This other little sub dial down here, you can see the arm is pointing towards a P, and that's an A, so you know you're in PM because it's not a 24-hour register, so you know you're in PM. And then there's a bunch of other stuff too. Like, I'm not going to get into all the details on that, but if you look at the case back, this is part of the secret right here. You have the carbon core construction, and it's a monocoque design. The materials on this are pretty much, like resins, carbon, compressed carbon resins, and titanium. So it's using module, I believe it's 558. Where does it say that? Right there, 5588 actually. So, and you can see there's some other indications of Bluetooth and all that other good stuff. 200 meter water resist, all that. So with those materials used, this is certainly the lightest Gravitymaster ever made, and it comes in at 72 grams. And I did just weigh it on the scale. That's what the website at G-Shock says, and I confirmed it. To put that in perspective, a G-Shock Frogman, like the base model one like this, weighs 116 grams. An MTG, such as this one here, without the bracelet with the strap, weighs 123 grams. To get down to this level, you almost have to go down into like some squares. Those weigh like around 50, 54, or the GA 2100, that weighs right around 54. So you have to get down to where they're almost all plastic to get down to the 72. And this is a larger watch. So you're looking at a 46 millimeter case, not including all the protruding crowns, but just the top bezel, which is carbon fiber, is 46 mil. The lug to lug, depending on where you measure it from, it's around 50 mil-ish, but you have these little tapered wings here that are going to add to the comfort level. Like most G-Shocks just wear, super comfortable. Thickness around 16.5 thick, and then proprietary, straps and everything like that. You can see in the strap is actually, a resin mixed in with carbon fiber, so the strap is going to last forever. It's super strong, and it's fully loaded. And now this is a snapshot in time, but if you hunt around, like on whatever website you want to go to look for to buy one, I think you can get these for around $600-ish. So yes, it is a lot of money. It's definitely above that $500 buffer that I like to stay in, that comfort zone. But when you're dealing with premium G-Shocks, which I believe this one does enter in that category, then it's certainly on the low end, because like these MTGs, these are around $900, and some higher end frogs they go crazy high. So And, you know, a lot of those frogmen don't even have some of the things that this has, and vice versa. You know, they got different options. And then it's certainly not an MRG, right? So the MRG, you know, you push into the, you know, 2 to 3,000 and 7,000 all the way up there. Now this is full titanium and it's just a beautiful constructed watch. I still need to do the video on that, but it kind of has, you know, some similar properties. So anyway, here's the size next to a frogman so you can get some proportion to it. It's going to wear probably a little more comfortable than the frog just because of the monocoque design, the way it fits on the back of your wrist or on the top of your wrist, and the overall weight. So here it is next to an MRG, just so you, again, so you can have some size comparison. Just, man, I'm in love with all these. And there's a few different colorways. They did a red version, which was a limited edition, and the dial itself was actually carbon fiber. That one was pretty sick. The price is already rising on that one. This is what I was wearing, in case you were wondering. And even this one, the titanium square, this one weighs 100 grams. But, you know, you have the full titanium bracelet and everything. So let me pop this on wrist so you can get a look to what it might look like if you have around a 7 1/4 wrist. You know, I watched G-Shock High Fashion. I'll probably put a link to his channel. If you're not subscribed to him and you're a G-Shock fan, I don't know what you're doing, but he's a really good go-to source for me. He did a video on the red one that I'm talking about, the limited edition, so I'll link that video down below if you want to watch that. But I mean, it just wears super good on wrist because of the weight and the construction of it with the monocoque and then the supporting wings, so you don't have huge gaps. So it just feels perfect on wrist. I could definitely see owning one of these. I'm not sure which one I'm going to get, but a Gravitymaster is definitely in my future. So let me pop the lights off. You're going to see some lume on this, and then we are going to do the light function as well. You can see there's a little LED down there. So you can see there's actually quite a bit of lume on all of the indices and the hour, minute, and the seconds hand on the tip. So, and then when you operate the light, the super bright LED light, it illuminates the whole dial. You're going to be able to see pretty much whatever information you're going to want to see. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Big thanks to the viewer. You know who you are that lent this in. I really appreciate it. Always great to see new G-Shock models that for some reason just elude me, but the Gravitymaster is high on my list now. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll catch you on the next vid.